Hi, friend. Welcome back to another episode of Everything is Art. I like to imagine my life as a reality show. Some episodes would be a little bit more entertaining than others, but I'd watch. If it's your first time hearing about Everything is Art, then you've got some catching up to do, but that's okay. This is only episode 4, so you can do this, friend. You've got this. But while I have you here, in short, I will say that Everything is Art is a challenge that I host with my friend Anna and Leanne, where we engage with one single prompt seasonally. So every season, spring, summer, fall, winter, we explore a single prompt in any and all ways that we would like. And that means that we can make it as simple as writing a few words, or as elaborate as doing a full extensive journaling session. Really, there is absolutely no wrong way to participate in this challenge, as long as you're intentionally participating. And the intentional part is the most important part, I believe. It's the part that allows you to look deeper into whatever that prompt is. Our first prompt was dandelion, and you can see that by that one word, you can either keep it as simple as talking about a flower, or you can choose to paint something in yellow tones. You could talk about spring. Or like me, you can really romanticize the heck out of it and do the absolute most. Go watch episode 1 if you want to see how I turn dandelion into ridiculousness. And, that's just me. That's how my process worked on that day for that prompt. Today, I will tell you, will be very different. One of the things that makes this season's challenge different is the fact that our single prompt is kind of like a hyphenated prompt, if you will. We really were talking in our group chat, tossing around some ideas as we do about what our next prompt could be. And typically we stick to the one word or the one phrase, and that is very much our intention, to keep it as simple as possible. Indulge is one of the first words that came up. Thank you, Anna. And I think that it's a very fitting word for the season, because the winter solstice brings with it lots of celebratory events that, quite frankly, are an indulgence. I know that for my culture, being from Puerto Rico, we indulge in a lot of delicious food. We indulge in a lot of spirited music, surrounding ourselves with our community and our family, and creating those core memories that we all look back on so fondly. But everyone's version of indulging is different. And indulgence can also be resting. The best form of indulgence, if you ask me. I can take a nap like it's my job. In any case, I then chimed in with explore. Leanne suggested presence, as in being present in the moment. And Anna suggested revelation. In the end, what had happened was that we could not pick. Because, you tell me what you would have chosen of the 3. I really would like to know. If you chose one single prompt of the 3, what would it have been? Side note, I want to remind you that the easiest way for you to participate in this challenge is to suggest a prompt for us. All you got to do is comment on one of our videos a prompt that we should consider for the next season. Well, what we decided to do is indulge in the fact that it's our right to choose whatever we want. We make the rules. And so all three of our prompts are there, and you can engage with all three of them. You can engage with one of them. It's your experience. So whatever feels good to you is what you should do. If indulge feels like where you want to hang out and stay there, do it. If you won't feel like exploring, do it. If you want to talk about what it means to you to be present, do it. So what did I do? Well, as evidenced by a lot of the video that you're watching, I did a lot of journaling and a lot of thinking and purging of the thoughts. At the end of the year, it is tradition in my family to prepare for the new year by cleaning and organizing and setting ourselves up to succeed in the new year. The thought is, if your house is clean, your spirit is clean, and you can take in all good things. That tradition has had me in a chokehold most of my life. A strong chokehold. And it's only been like the last 5 years, I will say, that I've slowly began to release the grip on that tradition for myself. I love the tradition. I love the thought behind it. I don't love the pressure that I have felt because I am not a single woman anymore. I'm not even like a cute little engaged couple anymore. I am a wife and a mother of two, and I am outnumbered. And not only am I outnumbered, but two of the people that outnumber me are not even always on my side. And so it just began to feel like so much pressure to get everything ready to receive this moment in time. And I don't think that the universe is really going to come down harder on me because I didn't mop my floors on New Year's Eve and throw the dirty water outside my door. I don't think that the universe works that way. I think that much of that intention comes from within ourselves, and it really doesn't have a strong tie to superstition. That said, I love tradition, and to a certain extent, I will always participate in that tradition of getting your house ready. And when I say house, I don't mean the literal house necessarily. I mean maybe your spiritual house. Wow, that's a little woo-woo. But hear me out. I want to get my house ready, my spiritual house, my mental house, my physical house, like my body. I want to be healthy. I want to be here for as long as I can. And I want to be happy and of sound mind and challenged and engaged. And I want to thrive. Okay? That actually would have been a great word of the year. But as it turns out, I chose transition. We'll get into that. The thing about sitting with a prompt is that the longer you dig around, the more you will find. Another revelation that I've had is that a lot of you that watch my content are also interested in me as a person and my thinking. And I know this because a lot of you have come from my Instagram, and that was a space where I spent a lot of time in stories, sometimes more time in stories than on my actual feed, because it was the community building and that sense of engagement in the direct messages that actually made me happy. Not so much the likes and the follows, although that does help, right? But When I used to be in stories, I used to, show my face every day. However it looked. Messy hair, chapped lips, wearing the same t-shirt 3 days in a row, and, not having a single F to give about it. But always coming into stories as like my real self in that moment. And I really loved being able to do that. But I also really appreciated how well received it was. But one of my revelations is that I want to create a space on my channel here where I can bring that storytelling version of myself into a space where people want to hear it. And I say that because I don't assume that every single subscriber here wants to hear me go on and on about random things. But I think that some of you do like the conversation. And so I'll talk more in the future as I continue to like hash out like how I'm going to go about this. But just know that I'm looking for more meaningful ways for us to engage here. And so, yeah. Which leads me into exploration. I feel like part of my transition, that's my word of the year, is the courage to explore things that make me uncomfortable. And there are so many things that make me uncomfortable. I like predictability. I like stability. I like control. And those things are not always on the menu. I participated in my kids' school's winter makers market. It's something that I suggested as a concept back in 2019, and part of the proceeds are donated back to the school. So this is a fundraising event, but it's also a community building event. And for me, it was very much a learning experience. I learned about what I'm capable of making, learned that others are interested in the things that I make and they're willing to purchase them. I came out of it with the thought of I've got to continue to move forward and challenge myself and transition into the next thing that I'm supposed to be doing. After that market, I was exhausted. I'm not going to say I was burnt out. That might be a little bit dramatic, but I was definitely, I was cooked. She was done. A fork was stuck in her and she was done. I had spent months lovingly and intentionally making each and every feature of each and every journal and everything that went into them. So by the time I was done with this market, I was not going to make a single journal for a minute. But that's also kind of how I am. I tend to work in seasons. And maybe that was my journal making season. And maybe now I'm going to be entering into my writing season. We don't know. We just flow. But what I really decided to do is to listen to my body. The message was loud and clear. We are tired. We have used all of our brain power, all of our creativity, all of our energy to make this thing happen. And now that it's over, we need to rest and, think about what we learned, think about what we might want to do going forward, but also accept that and by we, it's me and my 10 personalities. I don't know why I need to say we, but maybe it's you and me I'm talking about. We don't have to always be doing something. We don't always have to be making something. We can also just be here and just be, wait for it, present. I wanted to be as much present in daily life my own daily life with my husband, with my children, with my friends, and just being present in whatever I wanted to or didn't want to do. Did you know that there are 7 different types of rest? That rest isn't always getting a good night's sleep. There is mental rest and spiritual rest. I'll put it all in the caption. I'm actually in a closet, guys. I'm in a closet to get away from my family's loud mouths, and they just will not be ignored. I'm wrapping up here. I'm actually just going to go and continue to be present, if you don't mind. I will reveal to you that new things are coming. I will say to you that I am exploring all of the ways that we can become more connected if that is something that you're interested in. But right now, I'm going to go be present with my family. Thank you so much for being here, friend. It is not lost on me that nearly 4,000 of you have decided to hit subscribe, but also like 70% of you watch my videos and don't subscribe. I'm not judging, but I am asking. If you've seen this video to the end, maybe go watch another one. And if you like that one, then maybe subscribe. That's what I do. I watch 2 to 3 videos of a new channel, and if 2 to 3 videos make me happy, they get the likes and the sub. I mean, it's math, guys. But until then, this is where I'm going to leave you. Thank you so much for being here. I hope that you participate. If you do, use our hashtag, send us DMs, tag us in your posts if you share, or simply comment anything that came to mind that maybe you wrote or thought or created, because we would love to hear it. I'll see you next time, friend. Bye. And I don't know about you, because winter really just started, so I should really kind of pump my emotional brakes, but I've never been good at that. I am so excited about spring, because spring is freaking exciting, guys. I don't know. I mean, I've yet to meet the person that's like, I hate spring. Like, I can't believe spring's around the corner. Ugh. I haven't met that person. I'm sure they're out there, because there are too many humans for there to not be someone who dislikes spring. But I mean, I will romanticize the heck out of spring. A strong chokehold.